Today, we will be learning about poem styles. First of all, we need to know what a poem is. Poems have a very broad definition. Poems are a creative expression, not always the same, may rhyme, an expression of ideas or emotions, and are written or spoken. There are many different types of poems. Here are some poem styles: found poems, freestyle poems, limerick poems, haiku poems, and concrete poems. What are found poems? Found poems are from words or phrases found from a text. They can be from part or whole text, have 8 or less words or phrases, and are selected words or phrases that are read aloud. Using Snow White as a topic, this is an example of a found poem. 7 dwarfs, poison apple, mirror, mirror on the wall, animal friends, witch. This found poem is meant to be read aloud, just like it was. Freestyle poetry is another type of poetry. Freestyle poetry has no set pattern, normally rhymes, doesn't have to make sense, and can be humorous. This is an example of a freestyle poem. I see the rain can see me. It falls all the way down, right off a tree. It can still see me. Ouch, that was wet. The rain hit me. Another type of poetry is limerick poetry. Limerick poems can be funny, are simple and short, have only 5 lines, have a specific number of syllables in each line. The following is an example of a limerick poem. There was an old man in a tree who was horribly bored by a bee. When they said, "Does it buzz?" he replied, "Yes, it does. It's a regular brute of a bee." What is a haiku poem? A haiku poem is very short. It has 17 syllables divided into 3 clumps, and it connects 2 unrelated things. A haiku poem example would be: green and speckled legs hop on logs and lily pads, splash in cool water. That example was describing a frog. Concrete poems. What are they? Concrete poems are also called pattern, shape, or visual poetry. They are shaped as the object described. They don't have to rhyme, and they can be words or sentences. I will read an example of a concrete poem. Lucky, night, wish, falling, yellow, flag, light, space, shooting, bright, moon, sky. These words describe a star. The poem is about a star and should resemble the shape of one. Now we are going to try to pick out a poem type, just looking and reading it. Egg, soldiers, fall, cracked, couldn't put back. What kind of poem is that? It's a found poem about Humpty Dumpty. What style poem is the next one? Orange leaves, almost pink, sheet of muddy glass puddle. Orange leaves, almost pink. This is an example of a haiku poem. What poetry style could go with this picture of a sun? A concrete poem could be wrote and put in or around this picture of a sun. Now what? Now that you know different poem styles, you can write them, pick them out, read them, and most of all, Enjoy them.
Information, author, and you can continue to fill out this information, and then we can go ahead and click on OK. Now, if I was you, I would save that point with everything that I want to say. I go ahead and I can click on the escape button, and I will see end recording, pause, and continue. I want to be done, so I click on end recording.